Hey guys, it's Krista. So today I wanted to share my 20 goals for 2020. Okay, so my first goal is to work out consistently. I feel like this is such like a cliche when it comes to New Year's resolutions because everybody wants to work out or lose weight or do whatever. I really want to make being fit a lifestyle change for me. Being physically active is just not something that I have really done throughout my life, and even in the past couple of years I have been like working out just a little bit more, and I have actually started working out these past couple of weeks, so I just want to continue to work out consistently in 2020 to just be like a fitter, healthier person. If the zombie apocalypse came right now, your girl would be dead because my stamina is like zero, and like after about 30 minutes of running from the zombies, I just give up and I'll just be like, okay guys, it's over. So I want to at least be able to last like 2 or 3 days during the zombie apocalypse and not just have to give up in the first 30 minutes because I'm so unfit. So my second goal for 2020 is to volunteer at a girls coding camp. I was speaking to Zach about this recently, about how we want to kind of volunteer our time or just do something to give back to other people, because that's not something either of us have really done. But volunteering at a girls coding camp is something that I really want to do. I've done it with my job because, as you guys know, I am a software engineer, but I really want to maybe like teach a class, or I don't really know, but I do want to give back in that kind of way, just sharing my knowledge about programming and things like that with younger girls, because that is something that I wish I always had growing up. I didn't know like programming or computer science was like a thing until I was 21. And now girls are getting introduced to it a lot younger. So I want to be able to help in that way. So my third goal for 2020 is to build an Android app. So specifically, I am an Android app developer and I've never built my own app. I've done app for classes. I obviously work on an app as my job, but I have never actually built like my own app just for me. I've had this app idea for probably like 6 years now, and I've never built it. I've never done it. I've like started it a couple of times, but I just know that's going to be so much work and so much effort. So I've been procrastinating on actually like getting the ball rolling with that. But that is something that I really want to do for 2020, is to build this app idea that I've like had in my head forever. So that is probably one of the most time intensive goals that I am making for 2020. I know the app's probably not going to be like popular or make me like any money or anything, which are other excuses why I haven't started it, but building this Android app is something that I really want to do in 2020. So my fourth goal is to have a skincare routine. I have no skincare routine, y'all. I just pretty much just use whatever products are available to me. I pretty much started using all the products that Zach uses on his face, but he like almost never breaks out. And I have been breaking out so much recently. And I also found a gray hair, so that means I'm getting old and I'm gonna get wrinkles soon. So I need to start a skincare routine, so I can kind of push back the aging process. I'm gonna be like 30 in like 3.5 years, so that's when I don't know what happens, but I feel like I just need to start now, like with the retinols and all the other stuff you're supposed to put all over your face. I don't know, but I want to learn, and I want to create a really good skincare routine for myself in the upcoming year. So my fifth goal is to be okay with doing nothing. I have a really bad habit of feeling bad when I'm not being productive, and it is something that I have slowly been working on, like just forcing myself to like, it's okay to watch Netflix, it's okay to not constantly be working on your business or your work or whatever, like that is okay. But it's still really hard because I will stress about not working, which will make me tired and make me feel like I have been working even though I haven't been doing anything, because my mind is just like racing, like I should be doing something, I should be doing something, I should be doing something. So then it makes me feel like I put in a lot more work, and it makes when I'm actually doing work a lot more exhausting, because I feel like I've been doing it for a lot longer, just because I've been stressed, like pre-stressing before I even get to the actual work. like when I take breaks and stuff. So just being okay with taking a break and just relaxing and doing nothing, that is something that I want to continue to work on. So my 6th goal for next year is to post 1 YouTube video a week. I have decided that my word for 2020 is going to be consistency. I feel like that's what I lack in a lot of the things that I do, and it keeps me from making progress. So I want to post 1 YouTube video a week in 2020, and my 7th goal, which goes right along with this, is to learn 1 new thing about video editing or something of that nature every time I post a video, and incorporate that into my videos. So whether it's maybe a transition, some way of filming, or doing something like that, I want to learn 1 new thing that I can incorporate into a video every single time that I post a YouTube video. So my 8th goal for 2020 is to listen to 12 audiobooks. I was gonna make this like 12 physical books, but I really like having physical books. I don't necessarily like reading physical books. Reading actually usually gives me a headache, and it's just always really hard for me to concentrate. So I figured with audiobooks, I'll get the same experience, but I'll be able to kind of listen to them while I'm doing other things versus dedicating that time solely to having to sit down, open, be concentrating on the book without any distractions. Because as I've gotten older, it's so hard to just be focused and read a book. And I could probably read like a 500-page book in like 2 days when I was younger, but now it's just like, it took me a year to read like a 500-page book, which was pretty pitiful. But I just think if I had it on audio, I probably would have listened to it so much faster. And I really just want to get into listening to like fiction and sci-fi and that kind of thing, because I really enjoy those things. So my goal is to do 1 audiobook a month. So my 9th goal is to work on my handwriting. I have horrible handwriting, and I also can't type that well, but we gotta do one thing at a time. So my handwriting is so awful. I was actually looking at some journals from when I was about 12 years old. My handwriting was awful then. It's still exactly the same as it was then. It's still absolutely awful, but I realized I don't ever write anything down anymore. So I really want to work on my handwriting, because I just feel like this is something that I just need to work on as like a personal development thing. Like I just need to be able to read my own handwriting for one, and then also have other people be able to read my handwriting, because right now it's trash, y'all. It's trash. So my 10th goal for 2020 is to take a marketing class. I always tell people that if I didn't study computer science in college, that I would have studied marketing, or if I could go back in time, I would study marketing, because it's honestly just so interesting to me, and I really want to learn about it on a deeper level. So I don't know where, who, or what I'm going to take, I don't really know the details, but I do want to take some type of marketing class in 2020. So my 11th goal for 2020 is to journal more. I was actually looking at some journals from when I was like 12 years old, and honestly, I just enjoyed reading them so much. I read one of my journal entries, and it was like, in 20 years, I'm gonna be 32, and I'm gonna take over the world, and we're gonna be flying to other planets, and I'm gonna be working on taking over the galaxy, and also I'm gonna have a doctorate degree. And like, I don't know, it was so delightful to read that, and I realized I haven't really been documenting my life in that way. And when I'm 32, I want to be able to look back on now and see what I was doing and how I was feeling and what I was thinking about. Or when I'm 50 or when I'm 70, I want to be able to just read and see how I was feeling and what I was doing at different points in my life. Because honestly, looking back on my old journals from when I was 12, I just remember, it brings back so many like good fond memories that I had about like, ooh, who I had a crush on and who I didn't like and which one of my friends was I mad at the time, like all that silly stuff. when I was 12, it seemed so important, but when I look back now, it's just like, it's just so enjoyable to read, and I want to be able to experience that when I'm older. So I do want to start journaling more and just capturing what I'm doing and what I'm feeling, so I can look back on this time in my life and just see what I was up to. So my 12th goal for 2020 is to be more grateful. I think in today's society, it's so easy to get caught up in how your life is not going as good as other people's lives. You see these people on Instagram, you see your friends getting engaged and married, buying houses, maybe things that aren't, you know, part of your life right now. You see people, you know, living in Bali and they're twirling in skirts and drinking coconut whatever water at the time, and it makes you feel like your life's not going well. And I think making a conscious effort to be more grateful for the things that you do have and the experiences that you are having, for me personally, I think it's going to make a very big difference in my life. I did buy a gratitude journal that I plan on going through in 2020, and maybe that is a journey that I can share with you guys if you're interested. But I really want to make an effort to be more grateful for what I do have and the experiences that I am able to have right now. Okay, so my next goal for 2020 is to be able to do the splits. This one is like super random, and I literally just decided it right before this video. I was downloading an app on my phone, and then this other app popped up and it was like, do the splits in 30 days. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try to do it. So I think I'm gonna do like a 30-day challenge to see if I can do it, because why not? It's just gonna be one of those really random goals to see just if I can do it. So we'll see if I can do the splits. Okay, so my 14th goal for 2020 is to go to 10 pole dancing classes. If you watch one of the very first vlogs, if you watch one of the very first vlogs that I posted since coming back on YouTube, you would see that I went to a pole dancing class, and it was really freaking hard. And I bought a second class, and I have not been back. So I want to do 10 pole dancing classes in 2020. I already have one that I purchased that I need to actually like schedule and go to, so I really do not have any excuse, at least not to go to that one. But I really want to do 10 full classes. So my 15th goal for 2020 is to wake up earlier. It used to be so easy for me to wake up early, and like this past year, getting up before like 8:30 is like not even possible for me. Like anytime before 8 o'clock like does not exist to me. I used to wake up at 6:30, I would get up, I would go to work, and I was like so young and enthusiastic, and now it's like I wake up at 8, I'm like, ah. And it being the winter has not helped, because seasonal depression is a bitch. But I really want to start going to bed earlier and then waking up earlier, because I am a morning person. I do get a lot done in the morning, but when you're not awake in the morning, it's really hard to get things done. So I do want to start waking up earlier. So my 16th goal for 2020 is to eat healthier snacks. I am a snack person. I love snacks. I love fruit snacks. I like cookies. I like pretzels and hummus. I like Cheetos. Those are all my favorite things. Those are not very healthy for you. So in 2020, I want to work on having healthier snacks and finding healthier snacks that I like. Zach and I have made a new budget where we are not really budgeting for snacks because our grocery bill was out of control. But I do want to transition into eating healthier snacks. And right now it's very, very hard for me because I'm still having all those cravings for those sugary things. And I really want it to get to a point where instead of like craving fruit snacks, I'm like craving a kiwi or raspberries or, you know, something else that's healthy. If you guys have healthy snack ideas, leave them down in the comments below, because it has really been a struggle. I gave in like 2 days ago when I went to the grocery store and I bought fudge covered marshmallow cookies, and they are absolutely delicious and they're exactly what my soul needs. But then now I feel bad for eating them because I'm trying to be healthier and it's a whole thing. I'm still gonna eat them. And we can, you know, I still got until 2020, so technically I got a couple days to eat them. But I would like to start just eating like healthier snacks. So yeah, if you have suggestions, let me know. My 17th goal for 2020 is to stop talking about doing things and just do them. It took me 10 months of probably longer of talking about wanting to go to a pole dancing class before I actually, or pole workout class, whatever, before I actually went to the class. Why did it take me 10 months to do that? The class cost $8 and it's literally 3 blocks away. I have no excuse, and I am like that where I talk, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and then I usually never get around to doing it. So one of my goals for 2020 is to stop talking about doing things and just freaking do it. My 18th goal is to take more artistic selfies. So you guys know, like, being a selfie photographer and taking my own photos is a big thing that I do. I don't take all my own photos, but I take a lot of them. But one thing I want to do is to be more intentional with my photography and my photos and kind of push myself. I feel like I'm very safe when it comes to my photos, and I really want to push myself to create more artistic portraits specifically, because that is where my passion lies. I love taking portraits, but I do want to put more effort into them and just be really thoughtful and just create more artistic, more thought-provoking photos. So my 19th goal is to call my family members more. I can't remember exactly what I posted, but my brother responded to one of my Instagram posts, and he's like, you know what I think about often? The fact that my sister never calls me. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm so bad at it. So one thing that I want to do is to just make an effort to call all my family members more. My brother, my sisters, my mom, my dad, just make an effort to call them and just, you know, talk about my life, let them know that I love them. You know, they know, but I'm sure that me calling them a little bit more often and telling them would not hurt. And then my final goal for 2020 is to not define myself by my job. If you noticed, none of these goals are work related. None of them really have to do with making money or anything specifically with my business. And even though I do have goals for my work and my business, I want 2020 to be really focused on becoming a person outside of my job. I realize I have no hobbies. I have absolutely no hobbies. I was sitting the other day, we were watching Netflix, I was kind of over that, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, like, with my life. Like, what am I supposed to do right now? And so for 2020, I really want to have other interests outside of my job and to work on other things outside of my job. Like journaling, taking more artistic photos for the sake of taking photos, not really for earning money or doing anything like that. Going to the pole workout class, all those type of things that are really about like self-development. That's really what I want to work on in 2020, because I feel like up to this point in my life, I'm pretty much all I do is work. I go to my full-time job, which is a software engineer, and then I work on my photography business. And that is all my life is, and I don't really do anything outside of that. And I really want to have a life outside of the things that make me money. And I feel like we live in a society where that's not normal. All you think about is hustle, and all you want to do is hustle. But I don't want that. I want to be more than my job. I want to have other interests than my job. And yeah, so my biggest goal for 2020 is to not define myself by my job and work on my self-development and really work on doing things because I enjoy them. Like, that's it. Purely because I enjoy them, not because they're going to make me money, not because they're going to try, you know, not because I think in 20 years it's going to make a huge difference. Like, my handwriting, whether I can or I have sloppy handwriting. I've had it since, you know, I've had it for ever since I learned handwriting. It hasn't affected me yet, but it's just something I want to work on for myself. And I think that's my biggest goal for 2020 is to just work on myself. So those are my 20 goals for 2020. I think I am going to do maybe a monthly check-in where I talk about kind of the progress that I made on my different goals each month, and maybe some of the goals will stay, or maybe some of the goals will transition into other goals. I really don't know right now. One thing I'm not going to do is put a ton of pressure on me if these goals maybe don't follow through, or I decide that maybe one of them isn't for me, or I want to do something else. Because at the end of 2020, I don't want to look back and feel like I failed if I did anything, I didn't meet all these expectations that I'm setting for myself, because 20 goals is a freaking lot. And like I mentioned, I have a whole other set of goals when it comes to my business. So that is a lot of things to do. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna do videos just kind of tracking my progress, because I do want to make more lifestyle content. I really like just sitting down and chatting and talking about my life and things like that. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at Krista_Knight, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!